we're not going to change our personality for you. You do not have that power over us. And someone is at the door. Oh my god, would you look who it is? It is our twin brother, Callow, who we literally haven't seen since we ran away from home to be with Nerium. Hello from the void, it's Rose. Welcome back to my channel and the apocalypse. I haven't done this in literally months. I have been away in Central America for 3 months. I went to Mexico, El Salvador, Belize and Guatemala, which was amazing. But I'm back and I'm actually super excited to get back to my little channel, especially given the weather in the UK right now is absolutely bleak, given that it's July. I have a very slight tan and I'm imagining it's going to be gone in like 3 to 4 days. Anyway, this is probably going to be quite an interesting video, very simply because I cut the the video together in December. I last worked on this episode in December. But what I always do is I like cut up the video so that I can like find the fun bits for you. And then I do the voiceover afterwards. So I am going to go do the voiceover now and I have no idea what happened. I have no idea. So it's going to be like a surprise for me as well as for you. Anyway, I hope you enjoy it. Sorry for the long intro. Let's go play Sims. This is not a particularly promising start. Kiri is absolutely filthy, tense. Apparently she's desperate for fun. My game appears to be lagging horrendously. So we're going to ditch the child in the pack and play type thing. We can apparently make her do tummy time alone, which is great news. And we are going to go to our depressing outdoor shower to try and get a little bit cleaned up and run chores. If I remember, what we were doing is trying to save up as much money as possible so we can run away from our shitty ex-boyfriend stroke baby daddy. And do we have hatchable eggs? We do. Do we have time to hatch an egg? We don't. Did I think of that at the time? Apparently not. But on the plus side, we have just gained gardening level 7, so we're trogging along on our aspiration. Do we need to max gardening? I have no idea. Better check the rules. Okay, we have successfully maxed child motor skill. We befriended an animal. As a teenager, we did a lot of sneaking out to meet our forbidden love. We ran away with them on our YA birthday and we have a child. So we are now in the no job allowed section where we could in theory have maxed baking or flower arranging. We don't in fact need to max gardening, but I'm guessing it's kind of a good side effect of the flower thing because we can't afford to buy flowers. And we are heading towards leaving for a new start, and then we're going to pick up wellness. Oh, we got a ways to go, but we're getting there. Okay, right, back to the gardening. I feel like these crops are definitely not going to be finished in time for us to leave. Oh, good. Bees! Lovely, lovely bees. I think she has them in her pocket for unknown reasons, but... Oh, and now it looks like our electricity has been cut off. This was intentional. We didn't pay our electricity bill. We also didn't replace our oven because we are refusing to pay money to our landlord who has not upkept his end of the deal. So now we just get to bathe our child in cold water in the sink in the dark like the great parent we are. Oh, and who's that at the door? It's Bobby, friend Bobby. Are you here to help? Please say you're here to help. We're hungry. We're stressed about Nerium apparently. Can you help us? Well, apparently she doesn't even know who Nerium is, despite the fact I've literally introduced them at least 2 or 3 times. So clearly she is not really paying attention to our problems, and therefore, Bobby, I don't have time for you right now. We have got a few things in our inventory we can sell, so I think we should go to Finchwick and try and get rid of it. Is this Finchwick? What's this town called? Today made me so angry. One guy just kept asking me about my day over and over. Bobby, I don't know who that is. Chill the fuck out. We've got real problems here. Oh, okay, cool. And now we're sad because our friend is mad at us because she is not respecting our boundaries and complaining about random things. So now we think we failed at friendship. I guess that's just another factor that will drive us out of town. Along with our ex-boyfriend, well, I guess still technically boyfriend, we've still got some pink in our romance bar, turning up and buying a cookie and then leaving again. Cool, this seems fine. Oh, a fish. A whole fish just lying out there in the sun. Apparently that sort of behaviour is rewarded though, because the mayor just gave us a gift and now we have to find a Finchwick friend. I'm sorry Finchwick, but I think I have bigger priorities today. Although someone did at least buy my fish, so that's something. Oh god, these table sales are interminable. I am really looking forward to being able to make money through other methods. I mean, I think it's a good little challenge for the poison garden thing, but at the same time, it is time consuming and we spend a lot of time seeing the same 3 townies turn up and buy things from us. One eternity later, we have finally sold the majority of things off our table, giving us a goodly sum of 4,000 simoleons, 140. That is not very much to start a new life, but we are where we are. So now the only thing left to do is to go back and start to think about what the hell we can pack up. But first, we should probably spend some quality time with our daughter, who we did just casually leave at home in daycare. I'm not sure what Apocalypse daycare would entail, but it's all turned out okay, and she just got a positive sentiment from getting some attention. And someone is at the door. Oh my god, would you look who it is? It is our twin brother, Callow, who we literally haven't seen since we ran away from home to be with Nerium, and we kind of thought was dead. And also I had definitely forgotten who he was, and I was like, what's happening? Oh crap, yeah. So I don't know if you remember, we're just going to introduce him to our child, but a while back, Callow came and knocked on the door when we were just like chilling at home, and I sent him away because I was like, too soon. But then I was like, what if one of the things that helps Kiri finally leave this crappy situation is her brother turning back up? And I feel like for him, he went into the Strangerville lab with his mum, and then he was like, I am not going back to this like shut in life. If this is like the worst thing that is out there, the big mother plant, which we killed, then I can make it on my own. And maybe a few years later, once he's sort of got himself on his feet, he thinks, I probably shouldn't have like just ditched my sister. So he has like come back to find her, thinking that she would be in Strangeville with their mum, but obviously not finding her there. He's eventually tracked her down to Hendon on Bagley. That's what this is called, right? Henford? Hendon? I don't bloody know. Anyway, they are having some awkward conversations about everything that's transgressed in the time between them being. He has not had the pleasure of meeting Nerium. What a surprise, he's new in town, but I feel like Kiri would be filling him in on everything that happened between them, and he's like, what? He has you living here in these conditions? Like, there's no excuse for that. They're building some friendship bar really, really slowly because they had had some pretty awful fights before they parted ways. He's feeling flirty, which is a little awkward because you're around your sister and her baby daughter, but okay, things seem to be slowly improving. And Kiri, for the first time in ages, is actually happy. She has got somebody else in the world aside from a very small child who is dependent on her and a friend who doesn't seem to understand what's going on. In celebration, we're doing a very protracted hip bumping session. This is weird. Can we stop it? Okay. Right, Kiri's decided that's enough family reunion for one day. She's going to have to go to bed. But this does mean that as we head into Wednesday, which is the day our water is going to be shut off, which feels like a pretty good reason to get the hell out of here, we now have another option. We have a family member. We potentially have somewhere we could go. And with a view to that, I decided that for once I was going to let Kiri sell the produce from her garden. We haven't been using it all. Okay, we've just left that kid on the floor. And that has generated an extra 2,000 simoleons. So Kiri's actually in a pretty good mood. Mary has somehow dragged herself to daycare from the outdoors, and we are talking to the closest thing we have to friends in this town. We have Melba and we have Bobby, and I feel like we're telling them, I think I've got to go. My brother turned back up. I've got options, and they're probably going to be like, yes, do that. No offense, but there is nothing for you here. And with that in mind, I'm whipping off the band-aid. Also, I've been desperate to do this for like 3 episodes now. We are heading over to Nerium's house, where awkwardly most of his family has spawned outside, and we are going to break up with his arse. We have basically no friendship left, basically no romance left, and so we are going to go straight into the mean interactions, and we are going to select break up, because frankly, sir, you have not been good to us. You stole us away from our life, telling us that everything would be better with you, and then you kept us in a weird little hut of shame. You never treated us like a partner. You never supported us with your family, and you just have been ignoring me and your child and letting us live in a house with no heat, no water, and we're not going to change our personality for you. You do not have that power over us. And also, I don't think Kiri would stop being loyal. She would just question who her loyalty is to. And now I think it is primarily to her daughter and maybe a little bit to her brother, but definitely not to you, red wanker, in a big hat. And now the only thing to do is to walk home, which is going to take ages because we need to pee really badly, pack up anything we can carry, which we have invited our friends over to help us with, and then I guess get the hell out. We are feeling pretty sad. I was hoping she'd feel freed and confident, but she is kind of upset. Maybe not so much that it's over with Nerium, but that she let him have so much of her life and change her so much. I don't think she regrets like having Mary, but at the same time, her life would be easier if she hadn't ever met him. So now is the time, I guess, to come to terms with that and talk about the weather with your friends. And then we are going to take anything that is small enough that she could carry it. I was trying to decide sort of how to deal with this because she's kind of meant to start over with next to nothing, but I figured anything that you could fit in like a pushable cart, so like little decor objects and like small pieces of furniture, fine. The big pieces of furniture like the bed that she bought, I have let her sell. And then anything that Nerium might question as belonging to him, we have left behind. And then I chucked up this little build on the gallery just in case you want it. I will put my gallery link in the description. We also did pack all of our plants because you can technically do that. You put them in a little bag. So yeah, we don't want to start again with all of our plants ideally. But yeah, I think removed all the CC from this build. It's up there if you feel like playing with it. It's a useful set piece. And now, leaving a big pile of trash on the floor, we are moving out of what has been our home for an interesting and definitely impactful period in Kiri's life. And I cannot tell you how blooming excited I am to start something new. Apparently we can't make a phone call while holding our child, which is super annoying, but we are going to get on the phone, which we'll pretend isn't a phone. It's just a map. Pointing the direction, if it works, to our new house. Oh god, something went wrong and Mary has somehow just aged up to a toddler on the floor outside our house midway through the moving lots interaction. That is not ideal. We did somehow get the happy infant reward, which I'm honestly kind of surprised about because we kind of neglected her a little bit. And we got a thinking point. Okay. So now it is time to hop on over to Chestnut Ridge. This is the world that came with Horse Ranch, and after thinking about it and a couple of comments on the last video, I thought this was a good pick for this generation. It's kind of rural. I won't have to do so much world rebuilding to make it look apocalypsy. Mostly all I did was clear a few of the lots and move our brother into this little starter house, which is kind of rural, kind of simple, tried to keep the decor sort of, oh, well, he could have either like built or refurbished this from stuff nearby. So this is where we're going to be staying for the next day or so whilst we try and get over the immediate effects of leaving, and also the fact that we've been living in a house without power or heating for quite some time. We are tired, dirty, hungry, smelly. So we're going to try and get our needs up, and then we are going to figure out what our life in this new place might look like. But I think first of all, let us go and fix up little Mary in Cass. In a way, it was actually a good time for her to age up. My UI is looking a little bit broken. We'll sort that out later. Just because I feel like going to a new neighbourhood with maybe a slightly different climate is a good opportunity to have a new look. And I'm feeling maybe some pigtails for her. Maybe we'll use some of the stuff from the haunt ranch. I keep calling it haunt ranch. And go for like a little cowgirl kind of vibe. I also think I am going to have to part ways with the birthmark. Both Kiri and Eden had like a big birthmark, but I feel like it's not realistic that everyone would have the same thing. So we might go for like a heavy freckle for Mary. I am just a sucker for skin details. I think they're so beautiful. So my Sims definitely have them at a way higher instance than the general population, but my Sims are also bright colours, so realism is dead here, you know, whatever. Oh, I kind of like those little cowboy boots. Could somebody make those? I mean, they'd be expensive, but you do hand make cowboy boots. Maybe we'll give her cowboy boots and she'll just have to wear them with every outfit. Yeah, that is definitely too dressy. Maybe just something super simple, like a little t-shirt dress. Anyone can make that. Yeah, that feels about right. I'm obsessed with this tiny overall. It's so cute. We're also going to give her some sandals because why the hell not? I think I only set everyday hot weather, cold weather and sleepwear because frankly toddlers don't need the other outfits, and although this little gossip girl outfit is super cute, we went for this little slightly more farmy one even though the colours aren't exactly right. And there we have it. Our Gen 3 heir is a toddler, is living with her uncle Callow, while her mum is... Where is Kiri? Oh, she's gone to bed. That is very fair. And little Mary is really enjoying experiencing music from an old-timey radio for the very first time whilst somebody cooks her some nice hot food. We do have quite a lot of money at the moment. We have like 43,000, but the plan is that we will leave the majority of that with Callow, with the exception of what we brought with us to start over. But for now, we're having a day off for the grind, getting our needs up, and apparently once again becoming a messy eater. Thank you for that, Mary. Lovely. Oh, great. Great. That is more food than was on your plate. I'm not quite sure how that happened, but someone can clean that up, I guess. Probably not your mum, because I think once she's eaten, she's going to pass out again. Oh no, possibly we have time to get a shower. There are two advantages to having a non-single adult household for a second. I can also make Callow do all the chores and do some activities with his little niece. I mean, this also has the double benefit of establishing a relationship between the two of them, because I feel like having missed a lot of her life, he would be interested. And Mary now loves books, which is really cute. But yeah, no matter what her brother can do, he can't sleep on her behalf. So post-shower, Kiri is now in her sort of probably most used position, unconscious on the ground. Now, being as this is still the apocalypse, Calais doesn't have enough beds for everyone, so Mary is currently sleeping on the sofa, but that is fine. It's only going to be for a day or two. In fact, it might only be for today. After all, I don't want them getting too used to this life of comfort and luxury before they once again have to head off and start pretty much from scratch, which isn't technically the challenge rules, but it's how I decided to do it for my story, because apparently I hate myself. But we'll get to that later. For now, we have to comfort a sad child who's sad that we missed her birthday. Honestly, kid, I was gonna do something, but we got a bit distracted by running away from your father, so pull it together. Pull it together. We also need to start thinking about how character-wise Mary gets to where she needs to be for her generation, which is kind of like more focused on status, I believe, and like wanting to be comfy and wanting other people to take care of things rather than do it all herself, which to be honest is understandable if this is her early years. But for now, she's just a toddler throwing her eggs on the floor like an entitled little brat, so we will try and cheer her up and clean up after her, because that is what Uncle Callow is going to do, and then we will deal with Mum having to sort that out later in the day. I don't think you can fix the toddler traits, right? Right. Kiri is close to having a full energy bar for the first time in possibly her entire life, but it is time to get up, pee, shower, and then we've got to try and have some fun. I'm getting Callow to teach Mary how to speak, because why the hell not? And it's Love Day, which is going to be a bit sad for Kiri, who is away from the person that she at one point thought she'd be with forever, because she was a dreamy little teenager in love with the cute boy who dragged her off into the forest all the time. But that was not to be. We might get a second chance at love, who knows? It's optional in the rules of the challenge, so we will see. I do have a sim maid who we might run into at some point. Actually, I should probably put them in the neighbourhood, but that is admin. For now, we're going to have a family dance party, and we're actually pretty much at the end of the video. This is getting everyone's fun up, which is cute, and also just a nice little moment for them to have after, frankly, a fairly traumatic upbringing. With that, I'm going to say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your patience if you're still here after me vanishing for months, and I'll see you in the next video. Love you, bye!